Greetings and salutations, fine footballers. I am your Billsaholic coming at you with another predictions episode. That's why I'm in the suit and that's why I'm running business today. But joined with me, we got the two other usuals.
My name's Carson, and I am a cardsaholic, one of your usuals.
And I mean, the Bearsaholic, kind of part-time right now.
To hear about what other usual things we have going on in our Pick'ems episodes / predictions episodes, make sure to stay with us on the ride today. But for now, let's roll the intro.
What's going on, Footballer Nation? Carson here with a pre-episode disclaimer. This is going to be another one of our predictions episodes, and while we have gotten a lot better about making this more of an enjoyable experience for those of you listening in podcast form, if you can, I of course recommend that you watch the video version so you can actually see the schedule in front of you. But if you're just listening, that's totally fine. And also, just would like to let you know that we are going to be recording this in two parts because we're predicting the entire season. We recorded the first episode tonight, Wednesday, and we will record the next episode tomorrow morning before the game. The second half of the season, which will be in our part 2, should probably release around our week 1 episode, like companioning with that. But this one will be up hopefully the morning of week 1. So yeah, just thought I would let you guys know. Enjoy the rest of the episode.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Footballers Anonymous. This is a very special episode today because we are doing our predictions, but this is also almost kind of a week 1 extra preview episode as well, because we got a little bit of NFL news kind of coming at you in little bunches here as we go through and make our picks for the entire season and show us how wrong we will be come the end of the season time. How are we all doing today?
Feeling great. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling a 17-0 season. No.
So, as you can see, we already have our week 1 games filled out. That's because we kind of went through and already did our week 1 picks. We'll run through them with y'all. But those of you who are in our Pick'ems League would already know what we have picked for our week 1 picks because you'd be able to see us pick our games and compete against us if you join the Pick'em League. Both compete against us together and individually. You have one more day to join the Pickup League because the Pickup League, obviously, you can't join it after the first game is played tomorrow. Tomorrow, at the time of recording. So, join before that Thursday night football game. Enter the Pick'em League. We want all of you. We want to see if you guys can beat Footballers Anonymous in your picks. With that being said, we're going to, speaking of that Thursday night football game, kind of hop into our predictions here. Talk a little bit more in depth about our week 1 picks because they're about to happen and there's a lot less unknown with the week 1 games comparatively to the rest of the season. We're starting with Cowboys Eagles. A big storyline here, obviously, is the fact that the Cowboys just traded away Micah Parsons, which we will get to the details of that trade when we get to the other team that received Micah Parsons. But if the Eagles were heavily favorited before, I think they're even more heavily favorited now, and that's why collectively we're taking the Eagles. I'm gonna let the other two have some thoughts in here.
I don't have too much to say about this game. I feel like we were all pretty unanimous in the fact that Philly was gonna win the opener. I think the only reason we're spending time talking about it is because it's the opener. Yeah, Dallas is gonna get so cooked. And if they win this game, then I don't know what this season is. So
if they win this game, then the entire season is flipped on its head, and every team that's good is bad, and every team that's bad is good.
A little silver lining stat I saw earlier today is that Dak Prescott is 4-1 against the Eagles in the last 5 games. Granted, 2 of those games were against Gardner Minshew, so it doesn't really tell the full story. But he does still have a winning record against the Jalen Hurts Eagles in the last 3 games he's played against them. Not necessarily a telling for this year because I think that's the gap between the teams as well as the coaching is too much to really make up for the fact that Dak has won a couple of those last games. But it's just something interesting to point out. We're going to kind of roll through here. The Brazil game, Chiefs and Chargers, which will A little fun fact will be streamed by Tom Grossi for free on YouTube. It will be broadcasted by Tom Grossi for free on YouTube, and anyone can go watch that. So we're taking the Chargers in this game, but if we're wrong, everyone can know about it.
Go watch Tom Grossi's broadcast. We love Tom.
And we will be in there. So if we see you talking about us, we get a shout out on the pod.
It's true. We'll be watching.
I think a big reason why we took the Chargers in this game is really because the Chargers tend to put up a really good fight, and I think with me, at least my pick with it, I think just it being in Brazil, the Brazil games can get kind of weird. It'll be a close game, and I don't know. I feel like the Chargers are gonna win. It's going to be very close, and it's going to be very competitive. It's a really good game to have in Brazil. I don't know why they get all the good games on their field, but whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, anybody who's watched the pod knows that I am really high on the Chargers, and it never works out. But this year will be different. And they're going to start out by beating the Chiefs, and it's going to be a statement game.
If you watched our last episode, you would know this is one of our games of the week, I believe, right? Yes, this is
Correct.
one of our games of the week, and I did pick the Chiefs in this matchup. I do think they're gonna split. I just think that the Chargers are going to have it at the end of the season, especially with KC coming in after the Super Bowl loss. But this is going to be an exciting game. And I think the biggest part of this game, like Alex mentioned, and I only want to talk about it because I'm so interested in it, is that it's a pretty big step for the NFL as an industry to be making games just straight up free to watch on YouTube. I don't know if people entirely understand how big of a deal that is. So definitely, if you do plan on watching, definitely go watch on YouTube. Bring those numbers as high as we can so we can have more things happen like that throughout the season and into the future, because that's exciting. We love bringing football to everyone, and we love Tom Grossi.
Oh, absolutely.
Carson, I would like to note, just on your point of view, thinking they'll split and the Chargers will have it in the late season. One big thing about this matchup that will be in a Chiefs advantage later on is that Rashee Rice is suspended for the Spurs.
This is true.
Right.
6 games, right?
That is a big hit for their offense. Anyway, but continuing on, Sir Alex, Mr. Host, man.
Next up, we got a little bit of a double game. A little bit of a weird one. It's the Steelers at the Jets in week 1. Honestly, this is a really interesting week 1 match because obviously Justin Fields played for the Steelers last year, and Aaron Rodgers played for the Jets last year, and now they're flip-flopping. I think all three of us picked the Jets in this game. Unless I'm missing something, but like I'm pretty sure we all unanimously picked the Jets, which is kind of against the grain for what the general population's picking. I don't think we think that the Jets will end up being a better team, but I think in this week 1 matchup, I don't know. It just feels like, to me at least, like the Jets kind of got this. Like I think
definitely think that the Jets are going to be a better team, straight up.
I think the Jets.
Okay.
I think Justin Fields is going to be kind of hard to. I mean, we all know what comes with Justin Fields, but I think Justin Fields, that Jets offense, will be very interesting to kind of game plan around in the first couple of weeks, and they'll take a minute for them to figure it out. Where an Aaron Rodgers offense, like Aaron Rodgers is great, but we know what's coming with Aaron Rodgers. He's getting older. He's going to have some slowing down. And I don't know. I think it'll be a close Jets win.
This is a game that I feel like people are going to sleep on way too quickly. I feel like, especially with these two quarterbacks, I think people have written both of them off way too quickly. Aaron Rodgers is definitely not what he used to be, but we did see some flashes last year, and he was on the Jets. So, he will play decently this year. I think he will be a fine quarterback. And Justin Fields, again, I think a lot of people forget, he was cooking at the beginning of the season last year on the Steelers. And even if he's on the Jets now, I think he'll still see some level of success over there, or I'd at least like to think so. I feel like this is going to the Jets for sure. But this is just an exciting game because we get Justin Fields versus Aaron Rodgers again, which, that's just a great matchup, Bears and Packers. So it'll be a fun week 1 game that I think will be more entertaining than we think.
The next one, I want to kind of highlight our question of the half week. It's from Tanner on Instagram. Tanner's talking about the Dolphins here and is saying, how do we feel about McDaniels and Tua? Is it their last chance to make the playoffs and kind of do it together if they don't make it? Like, playoffs or bust type of situation. Me personally, I don't think McDaniels is that great of a coach. I think his game plan has kind of been exposed a little bit, and I think he's not versatile enough to take the Dolphins to the next step. I think Tua is good enough. He's absolutely good enough to compete in the league. And even though he's not like, he's never going to be like a top 5 quarterback or anything like this, he's still very good when he's healthy, right? But I think McDaniels, honestly, I think McDaniels is out of here after this year because I don't think they're going to have a good season. I actually picked the Colts in this game, but collectively you said the Dolphins. I think it could go either way.
To the point of McDaniels and Tua, I think Tua is more likely to go before McDaniels does, because a lot of their issues the past couple years have been quarterback, Tua being injury prone and then not having a good backup answer. So I think if that would be a case again this year where they don't have a good season, I would see them trading away Tua before firing McDaniel.
Yeah, so I think the Colts are going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL this year. I would not be surprised if you are seeing them on our baddies list, preseason baddies to come later. What? More often than not this year. I also think that the Dolphins are going to be a very bad team this year, and I say that because their offensive line looks horrible, like so terrible. And Tua is probably the worst player to have behind that offensive line. While I do take them here because I think they're just the better squad, I would not expect a good season from the Dolphins. And yeah, I would be prepared to see probably Tua traded away. I think I agree with Ian. That's probably what would happen first.
All right. Next up we have the Bengals and the Browns. I don't think this one needs to be ran through too much. It will be Joe Flacco starting for this game. Which, I mean, Joe Flacco can do well, and maybe against the Bengals defense, he lights up the scoreboard, but I don't think the Browns offense is going to keep up with the Bengals offense. Even if the Bengals defense does nothing, I think the Bengals will still win.
I agree. The Bengals offense is way too good against this Browns defense, and even with the Bengals subpar defense, the Browns offense, frankly, still is unproven and probably not good. I'm gonna be honest.
I agree. Nothing else to say here.
I think a really interesting one is this next one coming up. It's the Raiders and the Patriots. And I went back and forth between this one for a while. It's two teams that have a lot to prove this year. It's two very sleeper teams. I think not necessarily two teams that are going to be competing for a Super Bowl, but two teams that if their seasons go well, they'll be in contention for a wild card spot. But that can also go the other way too. Very unknown for this game. With that being said, we're taking the Patriots collectively. I think honestly a lot of that has to do with the fact that they're at home and the fact that I think the Patriots are slightly more of a complete team. The Raiders have good offensive pieces, but I think their defense still needs some work around the edges, and as well as the fact that, I think the Raiders offense will be good, but I think the Patriots have the more complete team kind of in the situation, and they kind of address some problems that they had last season.
I completely agree with you, Alex. I think the Patriots are a slightly more brought together team. I think they're slightly further along in their rebuild, even though the Raiders took a very, very big step with their offense, with obviously Geno Smith and his veteran presence, which I think is going to be big for the team and keyword could bring them a winning record. I don't think that happens this year though. Genty's going to be big, but my big concern for the Raiders is their secondary. I am concerned about their cornerback room. I in my mock drafts had them addressing the cornerback room as quickly as possible in the draft. They did not do that. So I think that's going to be, honestly, probably a good place for Drake May to really show off what he's going to be doing this year. I'm very concerned about the Raiders' defense, so I agree with the Patriots here.
Yeah, that's a big thing for me as well. Patriots are just, like Alex said, more complete roster. I have a lot more faith in Drake May and that offensive unit than I do in Genty by himself on that Raiders offense. That is pretty lacking in a lot of categories. And just like Carson said, they have a very weak secondary, and their defense as a whole is just, outside of Max Crosby, subpar. So like exactly like Carson said, I think this is a great time for Drake May to show off a little bit and really set the tempo for the season.
Our next game on the slate's another pretty easy one to run through. The Titans and the Broncos. Cam Ward, yes, he will be promising, most likely. With that being said, the Broncos are definitely the better team here, and especially at home, I don't think this is too much of a question mark. I mean, upsets can happen, but it would have to be an upset, a big upset for the Titans to win.
Yeah, honestly, nothing to say about this. We can move on.
Yeah, the only thing I'll say is it's just a young team going against another young team, but one is more experienced than the other, and that is the Broncos. The Titans have a lot of pieces that are new to the team this year. Probably won't be incredible as a unit week.
Next up, big one here. The Ravens and the Bills on Sunday Night Football is the last of the AFC versus AFC matchups for this. Bills got Gabe Davis back for a year. Not that this is gonna I mean, honestly, with how close these two teams are, maybe Gabe Davis for some reason is the swing decider. We took the Bills before the Gabe Davis thing. I know Ian took the Ravens and Carson was really on the fence. Obviously, I took the Bills. I think simply the fact that it's in Buffalo is the reason why Buffalo is being picked in this, though. That's honestly just genuinely between the three of us, the fact it is in Buffalo, not Baltimore, is the reason Buffalo is clicked right now.
That was 100% the reason that I picked Buffalo here. I'm not going to get super deep into it because I already kind of had that internal debate out loud on our last episode of the podcast. I love both of these teams, what they've done with their defenses. They're two of the best offenses in the league. And really, I think the fact that it's in Buffalo is what's going to push this the Bills' way. A few things I did want to note. The Ravens, again, they have been working very well with their defense. They did sign Kyle Hamilton to a 4-year, $100.4 million extension. So that's absolutely huge. And with this being Sunday Night Football, thankfully, we will be getting everyone's favorite commentator, Chris Collinsworth, in the booth, as he is now set to sign a 4-year extension with NBC Sports that will keep him in the broadcast booth through the 2029-2030 season. I just thought I'd throw that in there, but this is going to be a good game.
Yeah.
Yeah, this will be a great game. Like Carson, I'm not gonna say too much about it because I said what I needed to say in our last episode. I was the lone one who took the Ravens, and I still stand by that even after the things that I've developed. Simply just because I just think they're the stronger unit.
Our next game is a battle of the Cats. I jokingly had this one as a Thanksgiving matchup, if you remember our original predictions episode before the schedule came out. It did not happen, but it's week 1, which is Panthers and Jaguars. Fun fact, I feel like most football fans have seen this floating around, but in case you haven't, every single time the Panthers have beat the Jaguars in week 1, they have gone to the Super Bowl. And I'm picking the Panthers. So clearly and we're picking the Panthers. So clearly they're going to the Super Bowl. Am I right, guys?
All right, I'm switching to the Jags.
No. But with that being said, there's also another thing. There's if someone has a divorce, that's also in there. And then there's a fourth thing where they have to have a losing record the season before. It's crazy. It's some wild stuff. With that being said, the Panthers are probably not going to the Super Bowl, but we still think the Panthers are going to win this game. The Jaguars are actually the heavier picked team, which I thought was surprising. I think the Panthers are. I mean, I guess I could see why. It can kind of go either way for me, but I think the Panthers are going to win.
I think the Panthers are just, again, further along in their rebuild than the Jags are. And I kind of like them this year. I'm not crazy about them like someone here is. But I think they're going to have a winning record, and they actually stand a pretty good chance at, I wouldn't say taking the division, but doing well within it.
I just want to say that we collectively picked the Panthers to go 10-7 to make the playoffs last time. So, hey, I think we all are pretty high on the Panthers. At least 2 of us. I don't know if Ian really is, but
Oh no, I am. I'm very high on the Panthers. Like Carson, they're much further along in the rebuild. And at the end of last season, they had some very, very promising games. And I just think that the unit is starting to work together better. And I think that the last season pushes exactly what they needed to get into the mindset for this season.
I did witness one of those promising games. Anyways, the next game.
Our next game is between the Texans and the Rams, which will be an interesting one. Is Matt Stafford, does he have any telltale, yes or no for the game?
He is currently set to play, and the Rams haven't said anything about injury, but it is still a concern to possibly be watched for. But as of now, he is set to play. Oh, also,
With that being said,
actually, never mind. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. With that being said, I think consensus, if Matt Stafford plays, we're taking the Rams. If he doesn't play, I guess in
I'm still
that
taking the
situation,
Rams.
it's a lot closer of a contest.
I
But
think
we're
I'd
gonna
still
assume he
take the Rams.
plays, and in that case, I think it's pretty clear that the Rams win.
I think I still take the Rams even if Stafford doesn't play, honestly.
I do.
I am not at all high on the Texans.
I'm very, very low on the Texans this year. Stroud completely lost faith in him during last season. I just think they're a weak team. I think they have some promising members. I think they have some promising places, but overall, I just think they're weak. And whether Stafford plays or not, I think the Rams are just the better team.
Next up, we have the Cardinals and the Saints. Spencer Rattler is starting for the Saints.
Oh boy.
So the Cardinals are
Saints in
winning.
a 50-20 victory. They dropped 50 people.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. Now, the Saints last year obviously had that insane week 1 and week 2 start and then fell off a cliff. It'd be really funny if they did that versus the Cardinals and the 49ers.
No, Spencer
But
Rattler.
realistically, the Saints are going to be the worst team in the league this year.
The
Not going to sugarcoat.
the difference here is that last year they were doing it with Derek Carr, who is a serviceable enough quarterback, and this year they're starting Spencer Rattler. I was looking at both of these teams' injury reports today. Cardinals are almost entirely healthy. There are some injury concerns on the line for the Saints. So that is something to look out for. The only thing that I think makes this an interesting game is that it's being played in New Orleans, and New Orleans is a very hard environment to play in, especially week 1 in your home opener. And we know that sometimes Kyler Murray doesn't do great under pressure. But overall, that this is a must-win for the Cardinals. I think if they don't win this, then it's going to be a rough season.
Next up, we have the Buccaneers and the Falcons. We're taking the Buccaneers. Two interesting teams coming to it, but I think the Bucs are a lot better team. And our Baker Mayfield MVP campaign theory.
This is not my theory. This is not my theory. I am stepping back from that theory.
Just stepping back from it?
I'm stepping back from that. I'm not saying it's not possible, but I'm not putting my name on it.
Understandable. I'm sticking with it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Thing I will say though, what I will support, offensive rookie of the year, Emeka Egbuka. He is going to be incredible for them. Especially, I know there were some injury concerns in the Bucks wide receiver room. If that is the case, I mean, he's already going to get a lot of action, but he will get even more action, and I am so excited to watch him play.
Do we need to cover the next game?
I mean, we should at least mention it since it's week 1. I mean,
of course, we will mention it, but do we need to
No.
explain it at all?
Nope.
We're taking the Washington Commanders over the New York Giants. Is everyone okay with that?
Moving on.
Okay. Next up is the 49ers and the Seahawks. This pick on the screen I completely disagree with very heavily, but we collectively took the Seahawks over the 49ers.
Really?
Apparently.
No, I mean, really, you heavily disagree with it? I'm curious as to why.
Yes, I do heavily disagree with it.
Actually, I'm curious about your 49 opinion on the 49ers in general, because we clearly view them very differently.
I know we do. Okay. Here's what I'll say about the 49ers. Yes, they lost pieces, but last year they also just didn't have their pieces because they were all injured. So I think when you take it at face value, they're obviously not going to make the Super Bowl or anything along the lines of that. They lost a ton of pieces. But I think saying they'll take a massive step back from 2 seasons ago makes sense. But I think they'll still be massively improved from last year, just strictly due to the fact that they'll have players back, unless they all get injured again, which in that case, then maybe they'll go 4-13. But their core is still really solid. Brock Purdy is a very solid quarterback.
Yeah, he's a solid quarterback. I won't disagree with that.
Okay. And
I've never once said Brock Purdy is a bad quarterback.
No, I know. But I think Brock Purdy is a good quarterback. With that being said, they also have Christian McCaffrey. As long as he doesn't get injured, that's just Christian McCaffrey's incredible. And I think their defensive unit is still solid. They still have the Nick Bosa, there's the Fred Warner. Even if they've lost pieces here and there, their defensive unit is still really strong overall. It's not going to be top 5, but it'll be a very serviceable defense. And I think with their schedule and everything in mind, They'll still be a very solid team. The Seahawks, on the other hand, I think Sam Darnold is not going to perform nearly as well. And I also just think that they're kind of just like, they've been a fringe team the past few years. And they've, honestly, I feel like they lost more pieces than they gained last year.
All right, here's what I'm going to say. You can say that they still have some of their core. They lost 17 of their 53-man roster just to free agency. I'm going to list some of those names for you, okay? Deebo Samuel, key part of their offense.
Washed.
Yes, he's washed, but they still lost prime Deebo Samuel. He's not part of their offense anymore. Jordan Mason, not as important because they have Christian McCaffrey back, but there's probably a good chance Christian McCaffrey's never back up to his form, and they could have used Jordan Mason as that nice guy. Javon Hargrave, key part of their defense. Malik Collins, also key part of their defense. Talanoa Hufanga, huge loss. Dre Greenlaw, also huge loss. Aaron Banks, huge loss. Chavarius Ward, we love Chavarius Ward. Still a huge loss, and there's a whole, this list keeps going. Brandon Allen went to the Titans. There's a lot of people on this team that they lost, a lot of key players, especially on the defense, and it's concerning, and I don't think they're going to have a horrible season this year because they have statistically the easiest schedule in the NFL as of week 1, but the plot armor they have is crazy. Brock Purdy is a serviceable quarterback, and they're still going to be cooking. They did have an okay draft, and they filled some of those holes, but they're not going to be the same team, and they're pretty unproven. I do agree with Alex's take on Sam Darnold. I've kind of been a Sam Darnold hater. I doubted the Vikings way too long last year, and it was only because of Sam Darnold. I don't believe he's going to do well in Seattle, and I also hate Jalen Milroe, so that's just a whole thing. But honestly, I think the Seahawks are a little more complete, and also the fact that it's in Seattle does help. So I like Seattle for this one.
For me personally, like Carson said, 49ers lost a lot. And as far as Seattle goes, I think they have a very young, very promising defense that was really showing out in a decent portion of last year. And as far as the offense goes, I'm very big on JSN this year. I think JSN's going to have a great year. And whether Sam Darnold is as good as he was last year or not, which, by the way, I do think he will regress, I think he's an upgrade from Geno Smith. K9 will be healthy again. That'll be a big piece of their offense. Just overall, I think that Seattle's a very young, very promising team. And I think that's going to show up in this game against the 49ers.
I don't think Sam Darnold's an upgrade over Geno Smith. Really.
I agree with that take.
If anything, I mean, I can understand them being like pretty much even boat kind of deal, but like
he's definitely an upgrade. Even if it's slight, an upgrade is an upgrade.
I also don't think it's slight. I would say it's I can see even, but I think Geno's better, and that's also part of why I think the Raiders will be solid this year because Geno is good. Like
I agree.
He's very like Geno had really good stats last year. That kind of got overshadowed. Honestly, they didn't talk about his stats last year enough. He did very well last year. His stats were good. He played well. Like honestly, he was playing great last year overall. Like for Geno standards, of course, but like he was still. I know Sam Darnold had this incredible season last year, but that was one season. Geno's been good for a few. Geno's been pretty serviceable and good for a few years here, and I don't think Sam Darnold's an upgrade. With that being said, Lions-Packers. We picked this game before the giant Micah Parsons trade to the Packers, which Micah Parsons got sent to there, where they agreed to a 4-year, $188 million deal, including $136 million guaranteed, which is the highest 9 quarterback contract in the league, for 2 firsts and Kenny Clark. More importantly, though, the Packers also signed Clayton Tune, which is really swaying it here.
Man, I was about to pick the Packers.
Yeah.
Didn't
you pick the Packers?
I did. So the Micah Parsons trade is massive. I've been following the NFC North a lot closer than I've been following a lot of divisions, mostly because I'm very invested in the Vikings.
It's a really fun division.
It's a fun division this year. And I've been on record saying that I think the division will go to either the Vikings or the Bears. I'm gonna be stepping out of that circle, and I'm gonna say that the division goes to Green Bay. And I don't like that very much, but I'm trying to keep personal bias out of this because I've been putting a lot of personal bias in there because I really like the Vikings. I really like JJ McCarthy. He's one of my favorite players to watch. And I'm also super excited about the Bears and Ben Johnson, and Colston Loveland was also one of my favorite draft picks. Very excited about that. But I mean, fact of the matter is, the Packers are a very, very good team. They already had a pretty solid defense last year, and they did lose some players, but they got Micah freaking Parsons, and like I don't know, I don't know what else to say about it. I'm also on record for doubting the Lions a lot. It's no hatred towards the Lions. I just don't believe in them as much as the storylines do. I think, especially this being in Lambeau, Green Bay wins.
I think the Lions. We collectively took the Lions. I am really on the fence now because I'm kind of the middleman here with it. I'm gonna keep to the Lions pick just for the sake of consistency here. And I think number 20 in the top 100 ranked Amon-Ra St. Brown and the Lions are gonna prevail here. Last up, Monday Night Football. It's the Vikings and the Bears. I think the general consensus here was that the Vikings might end up being the better team, but in week one, JJ McCarthy might not be ready yet, and blah, blah, blah. Plus, the Bears are a very solid team, and that's kind of why I took the Bears.
This is going to be a fun game. This is going to be fun. This is a great division matchup. I love both these teams. I think JJ McCarthy will blossom, but that's not something that's going to happen in week one. I think the Bears and Caleb Williams, who is now more experienced, are going to take this. I wouldn't be surprised if they split, though. It's going to be a tight race between these two teams, and I'm really excited to watch it happen.
I don't have much to say other than, I don't know. I mean, it's hard for me to look at this from an unbiased perspective. In terms of the Bears, I just the upgrades have been insane for me. And in terms of the Vikings, it's just JJ McCarthy's unproven. He did get to sit all of last year, which is always great for a rookie. So I expect him to have a promising career. I don't think it'll start this week.
All right, we're running through it now that we're through week one. So week two, starting off, I got the Bills over the Jets.
Yes, Bills over Jets.
All right, Patriots and Dolphins. I'm taking the Patriots.
I agree.
Me too.
Jaguars, Bengals. Actually, I want to point this out now, not related to this. We will be taking upsets. Gut feeling upsets doesn't mean we think a team is better than another team. If we take the Giants over the Ravens, they don't play each other, but you get the point. Jaguars, Bengals. For some reason, I think the Jaguars win this game.
I take Bengals.
I take Bengals. I think it's too early for that.
Browns, Ravens. Come on.
Yeah, come on. Baltimore.
Broncos, Colts. Come on.
Come on.
Broncos.
It is the horseshoe battle. It is the horse battle.
True. I don't know why, but it would be such a Chargers thing to do to beat the Chiefs and lose to the Raiders.
On Monday Night Football? I mean,
yeah.
I don't think so.
I agree. I like the Raiders having something there.
I'm taking the Rams over the Titans.
Easily.
The Steelers extended Jalen Warren, but I don't think it'll in this matchup. I don't think it saves them from the Seahawks. Actually, I'm a liar. I'm going to take the Steelers just because we took the Seahawks week one. It's a different.
I agree. I take the Steelers.
Steelers?
I think it's yep, Steelers.
All right, I'm taking the ooh.
Oh, is this a Sunday Night Football?
I would assume so. No, it's not. What is Sunday Night Football? Falcons, Vikings? Okay. Eagles, Chiefs. Oh, goodness gracious. I want to take the Eagles, but like
the fact that this isn't Sunday Night Football is disgusting.
Terrible. Well, we got number 19, Jalen Hurts. Number 19 on the NFL's top 100 list, that is. I think for that reason, I'm taking the Eagles, even though
I agree. One thing I forgot to mention during our week one predictions, why I'm so confident in the Chiefs winning in week one and starting off really strong. I think they'll lose week two, but week one, Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift did just get engaged, so we're due for that one Travis Kelce go off game and then do nothing for the rest of the season. That's going to be
true.
Week one.
Bucks over the Texans for me.
100%. Monday Night Football beatdown. Ooh.
Oh my
Wait.
God.
Ooh.
Commanders and Packers. I think in this situation, I'd take the Packers
This is
just
a
because we have that
crazy
order.
good Thursday night football game. Wait.
Yeah, what the hell?
I think I agree. I think I take Green Bay.
I take Washington. Genuinely bias aside, I think Washington's the better team, and I think they're going to take it. They're going to advance this year and just be better than they were last year.
This is a
You
very
know what's so
close.
funny? I could see Russell Wilson just like having a pop-off game against the Cowboys in week 2 just for fun.
I'll agree with that. I'll
Yeah,
agree with
yeah,
that.
yeah. Russell Wilson's gonna get him a few wins.
Okay, guys.
Yeah,
The
let's
49ers
be
are
real.
beating
Let's be real. The 49ers are going to stomp the Saints. Like, they're not an awful team. They're going to stomp the Saints.
This is interesting being so early in the season, and I'm kind of on the fence about it. I'm going to take the Lions, but I'm not sure.
Over the Bears?
I think they split, but I feel like it's so early in the season. The Lions always start hot.
Don't forget how close we were to beating them both times last year. Imagine what we can do with Ben Johnson, head coach, instead of Matt Eberflus.
No, I know. I'm not saying y'all aren't gonna win a game. I'm just saying I think it's a split, and I think Detroit takes the first one.
I think I'm gonna put a little bit of bias in this one. I am gonna take the Bears.
I'm going to take Detroit for the first.
I will not be doing that every week. No.
Okay, wait.
I'm taking
Before you do anything, let me, because we already know what you guys are going to pick, because I don't want to say you're stupid, but
No, we just know history.
it's happened like 2 times. It's not history. You want to talk about
pretty
history? Let's talk about Bears Packers.
That's not.
All right, so
Talk about
Happened 3 times.
Cardinals home opener. Yeah, sure. Okay, 3 times. We've also beat them several times. It's not. Actually, if you want to get into a thing like that, we've only ever beat the Broncos 1 time, but that's a whole different thing. So our Cardinals home opener is against the Panthers. What happened last year was late season Kyler Murray being late season Kyler Murray. That's not the case now. It is the home opener. The last time people doubted us in our home opener, we put up 40-something against the Rams and then injured half their team. And this is the Panthers. And while I think the Panthers are going to be good, this is not a game they win. So I'm taking the Cardinals. They're going to take the Panthers.
I'm taking the
History proves you wrong.
History proves... Okay. You know what?
Eliminated in the playoffs and the conference championships. Cam Newton stomped y'all.
If we're going historically, I got to change a whole lot of these picks.
This is just one of those things, man. Sorry, the Panthers are winning.
Okay. Crazy take.
Falcons Vikings. I'm taking the Vikings.
This is a Vikings win.
I would take the Falcons, but like I don't know. It's hard. It can go either way. I'm taking the Bills over the Dolphins.
On Thursday Night Football, yeah.
The entire AFC South is 0-2, by the way.
Wow. Well, that's okay because I'm taking the Titans to beat the Colts on Sunday, week 3.
Me too.
Okay. I am taking the
Patriots. I'm taking the Patriots over the Steelers on week 3.
I'm taking the Steelers over the Patriots.
I don't think the Patriots start 3-0. Yeah, I don't think they do. I'm taking the Texans over the Jaguars.
No, I'm taking the Jags.
In Jacksonville, give me Jacksonville.
What is y'all's like hate boner for the Texans?
Their offensive line is horrible, and their wide receiver room is a little scary.
No faith.
Okay, yeah, I know they're not gonna be that good, but like, whatever. Broncos, Chargers. I think just in this like specific situation, I'm taking the Chargers.
I was gonna say Broncos in the first game.
I don't like either of these teams. I don't dislike either of these teams, but I don't. I think the Broncos have done more to improve. I'm gonna take the Broncos.
I am taking the Bengals here.
Over the Vikings?
Agreed.
Yeah, I don't think JJ McCarthy can keep up that early in the season.
No, I mean, it is against the Bengals defense.
I understand.
I'm gonna take the Bengals, but this could be a good game.
Jets upset.
Over the Bucks? I mean, okay.
The Bucks.
Yeah, no, I'll take the Jets.
Hell yeah. I can't take a Raiders upset here. That was like thinking
Nope,
about. I was
the
like, no,
the Commanders are 100% beating the Raiders.
I can't take a Browns upset either. Wow, that's
against
like,
the Packers.
I agree with both Washington and Green Bay.
The Chiefs are beating the Giants if they're starting 0-2. They will beat the ever living crap out of the Giants. Like they will beat them 47-3. Like I mean not that because Russell Wilson will score points, but so here's the thing with this one: the Ravens and the Lions. Actually, no, I'm taking the Ravens. The Ravens like own the Lions. Last time they played was like 47-3.
I'm also going to take the Ravens.
Over the Lions, 100%. On Monday Night Football, the Ravens are gonna stomp the Lions. Well, not stomp, but they'll win.
Rams, Eagles.
In Philly, I'm going to take the Eagles.
I'm gonna take a Rams win. I'm
taking the Eagles.
Okay.
I'm taking the Falcons over the Panthers because I think that makes more sense in terms of like I don't think the Falcons starting 0-3. I don't think the Panthers starting 3-0.
I'm fine with that. I'm behind both of these teams, so I'll accept, either or.
I'm taking the Seahawks over the Saints.
Absolutely.
Agreed. I'm taking Arizona over San Fran.
I as well. Bias aside,
I'll take him in this game. I agree here.
Cowboys, Bears. Why are you taking time to think about this? The Bears are gonna win this.
Okay, they
No.
should.
No,
They
stop.
will.
It's the Cowboys.
They will.
The Bears are
They will. It's not this one.
This
not this one.
No.
Not this one.
Okay, yes. I'm taking the Texans over the Titans at the start of week 4. Derek Stingley is number 18 on the top 100, and the Titans don't have anyone that high in the top 100. So, me personally, I think the Texans are winning this game. That's really terrible reasoning. I'm just trying to throw in the top 100 into that.
I'm taking the Titans.
I'm taking the Titans as well. I don't see the Texans going 0-4, but
Stroud.
yeah,
Will get
and
I have no faith in
no
CJ
one
Stroud.
else.
I have no faith in CJ Stroud. None.
What?
I have no faith in CJ Stroud.
Okay, that's a little ridiculous. Like, I don't personally think CJ Stroud is. I think he's overrated, but like, no faith in CJ Stroud's a little ridiculous.
None. Absolutely none.
They still made the divisional round and went Bart half the
Taking
game.
the
Chiefs last year.
Okay, I don't want to be that guy.
You're laughing at making the divisional round, but the Titans went 3-14 last year. We're forgetting that.
I really don't want to be that guy. But first off, they won their division against no one. And I don't like the Chargers. They kind of sucked in the playoffs. They won that game because the Chargers sucked it up. And then they immediately got humbled afterwards.
The Titans would not have beat the Chargers in the playoffs.
Not last year.
No, not last year.
They
But
won't
this is
even
a
be
different
this
team.
year either.
Two different teams. I'm taking the Titans.
I understand that they have Cam Ward, but they're still got to figure stuff out.
Still taking the Titans.
All right, whatever. That's ridiculous, but okay. I'm taking the Chiefs over the Ravens in this one. I think just circumstance. I think the Chiefs are going to start heating up.
I want the record to show that in this scenario, I take the Chiefs purely because I don't see the Chiefs going 1-3. But I have said that the Chiefs will be winning games that these guys disagreed with. So I take the Ravens. Just looking at this matchup, but in this scenario, I take the Chiefs.
I'm taking the Ravens.
That's why I don't like the scenarios.
This is one of the first of our rivalry games. Jets Dolphins. I'm taking the Jets actually.
Yep.
Which is a little weird that they're starting 3-1. I think it's a little high, but I think it's a funny little thing. I'm taking the Jets.
This is Monday Night Football. Yeah, the Jets or the Dolphins will be debuting their new black rivalry uniforms. I just thought we'd mention it really quickly. I like the uniforms. They're pretty cool. I didn't at first. I'm growing into them a little more now. I just find the black uniforms a bit overrated. I think the Dolphins will win.
I'm taking the Jets.
Jets. All right. Bengals, Broncos.
Also,
the scenario.
Is that a double header?
Yeah, and they're both 3-0. Holy. I'm taking the Broncos too.
I think this is when Cincinnati's defense really gets torn apart, and it's a real big wake-up call.
I agree. Adam Thielen in the Minnesota Vikings. He's back, going to Pittsburgh in Ireland. I'm taking the Vikings.
Minnesota.
Panthers Patriots is a really interesting one. I kind of bounce back and forth on this every time I go through the scenario. It's tough.
It's really good. I think this game will be really, really good. However, I'm very high on both these offenses, but I'm more high on the Panthers defense.
Yeah, I'll take the Panthers.
Panthers defense? That's not one I've heard a lot.
More so, yeah. And more than the Patriots defense.
Patriots defense is solid.
Oh, no. If we're just comparing them, you just said you were high on them. I thought that was like something you were very specifically excited about for the Panthers. I do take the Panthers. I agree.
Yeah, I'm taking the Chargers over the Giants.
For sure.
Taking the Bills over the Saints.
I don't know, Jim. I don't know. Yeah.
I was worried that y'all are going to start being like, oh, but they're upset. I was like, please. Not for this game. I'm taking the Lions over the Browns. I don't think Shadir or Dylan Gabriel are starting yet, and I think they will start him after either this game or the next game or something along the lines of that. But
Yep. No. Alex, do not think the Colts will not
it'd be
upset the Rams.
funny.
It would be
It would be
so
funny.
funny, and I personally love it as a team in the NFC West. But no.
I'm taking the Niners over the Jaguars.
Yep.
Okay, then my biasness doesn't matter. I'm totally taking the Jags.
Oh, did Ian say Niners?
Yes.
Yes.
That's so.
I
I was like,
didn't hear
okay,
you.
well then my bias doesn't matter. Yeah, I'll take the Jags.
Um,
I'm taking the Bears
Okay.
over Raiders. My whole
I know
life,
you are.
my whole life we've beaten the Raiders, and I'm not expecting that to change this year.
Man,
Alex, you
like,
can't switch it up now. You said the historical stuff matters, so I mean,
okay, I can't prove the historical stuff on that though, but I'll give you that. Oh, fine. Seahawks win on the road in Arizona.
that's not a thing anymore. That hasn't happened in like 4 years.
Also, this is the second rivalry game, Seahawks at Cardinals. I'm
The
still
the
following with
Cardinals.
that.
This is not okay. This is not facts. This hasn't happened for years. This hasn't happened since 2020. Because you know why? Because Geno Smith has been absolutely cooking the Cardinals for the past 3 years. The Cardinals are gonna win this at home. It's
I'll give the benefit of the doubt and say Card, but I can see it going either way.
I will fight y'all on this. The Buccaneers are the Achilles heel for the Philadelphia Eagles, and they are winning this out in no contest.
This is going to be the game that gives Baker into the MVP conversation.
That's what I'm saying.
no. The Eagles are gonna win. No, I agree
No.
that I agree that the Bucks are the Eagles' Achilles heel. I, unlike you, though, actually do try to look at the teams just based on how good they are and not random historical things about them. The Eagles are the better squad, and this is a win.
Well, that was true the past 2 years, and look what happened. And get who's gotten better and who has gotten slightly.
You
The
know,
Eagles have gotten much better. How we drafted like crazy.
I feel like okay.
So what do you mean they got
think
better?
you're
You put them at the top of your power rankings.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the Bucks. Actually, I think the Bucks are underrated this year. I don't know why. It's like they're
I'm not
good.
disagreeing, but not that underrated.
I mean, I had them lose to the Jets. It's not like I'm having them go undefeated. Like, you know.
I mean, that's your guys'
Um,
call.
Commanders Falcons. I'm going with the Falcons. Actually, just,
The Falcons.
I don't know why.
No, I'm taking the Falcons, too.
I'm taking the Commanders, but
Packers over Cowboys.
for
Micah
sure.
Parsons. Ooh, God, like
Texans.
really? That's ridiculous.
No,
There
the
you
Ravens are gonna drop one
Okay,
to the Texans. The Ravens are gonna drop one to the Texans.
okay. That
Okay, yeah. Texans.
okay. Whatever. I mean, it's helping the record thing. Raiders over the Colts.
I'll
No,
take Bills and Bucks.
Colts over Raiders. That's gonna be their one win.
I'm not agreeing with that.
That's fine. You don't have to. Tyler Warren
I'm gonna
has
take the Bills, Pats, and Buffalo.
for sure.
We're taking the Chiefs over the Jaguars.
See,
Mhm.
yeah, we are. I also don't see the Jags going 1-4 to start the season though. But yes,
Well, I don't see the Texans going 1-4 to start the season. I guess the Titans are winning the division again. I don't know. I don't.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen. But
I'm okay
they're
with that.
not. They're really not. The Vikings over the Browns.
In London?
Wait,
No.
wait.
It's week 5.
Minnesota.
No, Minnesota.
But it's in London.
What does that have to do with either team?
That's when Shador or Dylan Gabriel's going to start.
There's no way
pop
they're gonna put their first start in a freaking London
That's
game.
true. That's actually really stupid. Never mind. I'm taking the Cowboys over the Jets here.
I agree.
The Jets.
I agree with that.
I'm taking the.
You're taking
Ooh.
the Eagles over the Broncos. You're taking the Eagles over the Broncos. Come on
That's what
now.
I'm doing.
Come on now.
I mean, it's not that clear cut. I am, but it's not that clear cut.
And we're taking the Panthers over the Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all with that. I'm taking the Cardinals over the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
I am as well, but I think this will be a sneaky good game.
Um.
I'm taking the Commanders over the Chargers.
Oh yeah. Sorry. I was like thinking about it. No, it's not the Commanders win. This one's weird. Lions Bengals.
Bengals.
I kind of want to take Bengals here.
I want to take the Lions. But
I
it's
want to
tough.
take the Bengals. I want to take the Bengals.
49ers Rams. I'm taking the Niners in this game.
On Thursday night football. No. No.
I'll take the Niners.
Come on. Are we? I mean, okay. I won't complain because that puts us on top of the division, but no. The Rams are winning the NFC West and sweeping the Niners.
I'll take the Saints over the Giants. I'll give them this one, and I'll
Yeah, we'll let them have this one.
I'll
Have this
say
one.
this is
Okay.
a bad
All right.
game that gives Jackson some playing time.
Buccaneers over the Seahawks.
Yes.
Week 6, Broncos, Jets. I'm taking the Broncos. Browns Steelers. Now I think the Browns win. This
Okay.
is the first rookie start.
I'll go with it.
Yes.
Chargers. I'm taking Chargers over the Dolphins.
I'll give
Correct.
Miami here.
I'm taking the Raiders over the Titans.
I agree with Raiders over Titans.
Oh, I don't like the division leader being 2-4.
I'm taking the Jaguars over the Seahawks.
I'm taking the Seahawks.
I'm taking the Jags. Oh, this is a game of the week
Hot
right
game.
here, especially.
Wait. Oh, wait, what?
Yeah, the Ravens are 2-3, which is why I've really been trying to get them to win some games.
Who have they played? I had them beat. The Chiefs beat them, and then
Chiefs, the Bills.
uh,
The Texans being their one weird game. I think Baltimore beats LA. This
in the
okay. This is my wild take, and it's not a diehard take. I'm just throwing it out there. Currently, this is my Super Bowl preview.
That's just no, but
It's okay.
that's okay.
We're gonna drop one to the Colts. I'm gonna just say it because I've been hating them so much.
No.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a Cardinal thing to do. Patriots over the Saints.
I'll take Green Bay over Cincy.
Yeah,
For sure.
Detroit over Case.
I'm not gonna
No,
complain.
I'm gonna take KC, but that's a good game.
I feel
Okay, here's the thing.
Bills on Monday Night Football. I just do.
The Falcons?
You think Falcons? Here's what I'll say. I am convinced our first loss is against the Panthers, but I can see it being the Falcons.
What?
too.
No.
I'm just
Okay, let me clarify. If we don't lose to the Ravens, I think our first loss is either going to be an upset loss against the Falcons or the Panthers. It's going to be one of those two. It won't be both. It'll be one of the two. And I'm fine with it being the Falcons if y'all want it to be the Falcons.
It's the Falcons. I'm Monday Night Football at home. That's a good.
I think it's more likely that the Bills win this game, but
For
I
sure.
just have this feeling the Falcons can manage to come out on top of this one.
Eagles over the Giants.
Thursday Night Football at its finest.
Tampa Bay over San Fran.
Yes, easily. There's no way you're gonna go on about that Baker Mayfield MVP season and then. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be the Bucks.
Cowboys are going to upset the Panthers.
I actually kind of agree.
I agree with that take. Oh,
Panthers are winning this game.
Commanders,
gotta
Bears on
cross the
Monday
line, we get
Night
over that.
Football.
Straight up.
Carson, if we're going with the history here,
See, but I'm not going with this. I am actually looking at these teams how they are. I don't believe in
Your
this
revenge
stupid
is
history
the whole
hoaxes and all that stuff.
okay, I know I'm joking with that stuff, but with that being said, it's the
But
Commanders. Commanders are a really good team.
Bears. This is gonna be such a good game too. I want to take the revenge game. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take the Bears. Bears get revenge for the jail Mary.
You have the Bears going 4-1 to start the season. Okay.
We went 4-2 to start last season.
They did. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, but wait, man, this is out of the bye. So that means they're gonna suck.
No.
All right.
Thursday
Bengals
Night
over
Football, Bengals.
In a
Steelers.
weird way, I think the Steelers win this game.
I actually agree.
I'm taking the Patriots over the Titans.
In Pittsburgh, I'd agree. Otherwise, I don't. And I'm taking the Patriots over the Titans. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, no, I'm taking the Titans personally, but
Chiefs over the Raiders.
yeah, Dolphins over the Browns
I'm taking.
Yeah, I'll take the Dolphins over the Browns. They are the better team. I'll take the Chargers over the Colts.
for sure. Oh,
Jacksonville in London. Jacksonville in London.
see, okay, I
We have
believe.
to.
I just went on a rant about how I don't want to pick because of the historical things, but it is the Jags in London. I believe the Rams are going to win this game, but I'm okay with picking the Jags because it is in London. The London Jaguars will probably.
Also, the Rams always start slow. This is literally normal. Like, I know we're not doing the historical stuff, but like
I'm
at the same
trying to
time,
be.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Jets Panthers.
It's weird.
I think the Jets pick one up.
I'll take that. I'm fine with that. Broncos are. Oh, this would be really funny though.
I'm taking the Broncos.
I'm taking the
It's not
Giants over the Broncos.
The only way I'm taking.
I think that just happens. I don't know.
Only way I'm taking the Giants here is if Jackson Dart's the starter.
I'm taking the Texans over Seahawks.
On Monday
taking
Night
the-
Football, this is going to be a Monday Night Football masterclass of like two of the worst offensive lines I've ever seen. But I'll give it to the Texans so they can get another win.
Philly. Nah, no. You know what? I'll give Minnesota this one.
Philly, Minnesota.
I'll give Minnesota.
Minnesota, Philly's the right choice, but Minnesota Minnesota's
I
going to get the
The
win.
Eagles are the right choice, but I'll give this one to Minnesota because I do think it's possible.
That's ridiculous, but whatever. I
The Bears
can't
over the
give the
Saints.
Bears a loss against the Saints. Like,
Yep. We're gonna get squashed by the Packers, like
Take
yeah,
Packers.
absolutely.
destroyed
Washington.
Well,
over
yeah,
Dallas,
for sure.
Atlanta.
I'm taking San Fran.
over
I'm taking
Atlanta.
Yeah.
I take Atlanta.
I don't like Atlanta that much. Like, I don't think they're bad.
I
but I
am
don't.
big.
I think they're overrated.
I am big on two things. Michael Penix's deep ball. I was preaching that
True.
last season. We saw a bit of it. And Atlanta's defense.
MVP.
No, it's Detroit.
Baker Mayfield.
Monday night. Oh my
MVP.
gosh.
Baker Mayfield. MVP.
Tampa over Detroit, guys.
Reach the propaganda. Who are you taking, Ian?
I'm taking Tampa Bay.
Oh my gosh.
All right, week
Field.
8.
Field.
I'm taking the Bengals over the Jets.
I'm fine
Yes.
I'm taking the Patriots over the Browns.
with that.
No.
I'm taking the
I'm taking the
Colts
Browns.
over the Titans.
Give me
No.
the Titans.
No, give me the Titans. I'm
I'm
taking the
taking
Vikings
the-
over the
I'll
Chargers.
take Minnesota.
Thursday night football.
No, I
I'm
want
taking
to
the
take
Chargers.
LA. I want to take LA.
I'm taking.
I'll take Tech. No, I'll take San Fran. I'll take San Fran.
I'll take
Over
San Fran.
Houston?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
All right, this one I'll take Buffalo over Carolina because we did the other way around with the
Oh,
other
will you? Oh, will you?
one.
Hmm.
I'm taking Atlanta.
In a
Over
weird way, I
Miami.
think the Dolphins win this game.
Nah.
Guys, we gotta make sure
I'll
we're
give-
saying
I'll
the
give
teams
Ravens
before
are
we're saying who
picking the
wins.
Bears.
I could see a Cowboys taking this one just for funsies.
The only reason I'm going to say no is because the Broncos just lost to the Giants the week before.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I'll take
Yeah.
Broncos.
The
Aaron
Packers.
Rodgers revenge game.
Actually, I'm taking.
Pittsburgh.
Send the Steelers. Like,
Sure.
I'll send the Aaron Rodgers legacy game.
Commanders over Chiefs.
I'm fine with that.
No. Give me the Chiefs.
I'm taking the Eagles over the Giants.
Mhm.
Yes.
And I'm taking the Buccaneers over the Saints.
Correct.
No, I think the Saints pull some crazy divisional wizardry and get a win just for funsies
I'm taking the Ravens over the Dolphins.
on Thursday
too.
Night Football for sure.
I'm taking the Texans over the Broncos.
I'm taking the Broncos.
I'm okay with the Texans.
I'm taking the Chargers over the Titans.
No, I'm taking the
upset.
Titans.
Why not?
God,
Tennessee
bro,
upset.
There's no way. Like, that's just ridiculous.
Alex, you were the one preaching to us earlier about making sure we pick upsets. That's what we're doing.
Okay, well, I tried to pick an upset last time and it didn't work.
Yeah, and it was a dumb upset.
It was not dumb. Dumb upset. They're like even. The Colts over the not the Colts over the Steelers. Sorry, I meant the Steelers over the Colts.
Mhm.
For sure.
I'll take Jacksonville over at Las Vegas.
I will also take Jacksonville
I will
over
for
Vegas.
sure. Alex, you skipped over that on purpose. Let's run it back.
Oh, I actually didn't do that on purpose. I completely zoned out on that. Sorry.
Well, historically, the Bills have it in the
I'm
regular
taking
season.
Buffalo.
But I'm
taking
taking KC.
Yeah, I'm taking Buffalo too.
I'm taking KC. They don't fall to a losing record.
See, I'm gonna say real quick, Chicago, Cincinnati. I can see this one going either way. I think if our offense is rolling by this point, we easily take this considering not easily, but we take this considering Cincinnati's defense is lacking. But if our offense isn't rolling, then Cincy's offense might be able to edge it out. So I'm just gonna leave it up to you guys to pick this one.
I'm taking Cincinnati.
I'm
In the scenario.
taking- Dude, these scenarios
Well,
are
in
so
this
dumb
scenario,
because I don't
the
believe
offense
in
is
half of these scenarios. But in the scenario, I take Cincinnati.
Oh, this is a weird one.
I'm gonna take New England
Send the Patriots.
over Atlanta. I'm going New England over Atlanta. Yeah.
Historically speaking. I'm gonna take the Panthers. No, I can't do
take the
that. I can't do
Packers
that.
over the Panthers.
I take.
I can't do that. Yeah, I thought about it. I was like, no, this gap is too wide.
The
I'm taking
Vikings
the Lions.
are coming off of a longer week, and I
Mini
think they
bye.
take a win.
But Lions are coming off an actual bye, so
Exactly. That doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I still
take
take
the
the
Lions.
Vikings.
I'm gonna take San Fran over New York.
Yup.
Giants.
Yeah.
Saints upset over the Rams.
No,
No.
I'm taking the Rams.
I'm taking
Washington beats Seattle.
yeah.
Bro, how Seattle will not. Okay, that's fine.
I'm taking the
Kyler Murray owns the
Taking the
Cowboys. This is a
Cowboys.
fact.
but we're not doing historically speaking, Carson.
This is a
Taking
fact.
Cowboys.
Yeah, but like it only applies if it helps the Cardinals. With
Bro.
that being said, yes, I will give the Cardinals the win.
Bro.
I'm just
Okay.
getting on your tail.
Okay.
But yeah, we're gonna stop there. We'll have the second half out soon. We're gonna run through college knowledge real quick with Carson, and then after that, I mean, really, that's pretty much it. I know I didn't get through all the top 100, but I will do that another time.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, so thank you, like Alex said, for joining us for the first half of our predictions. We'll be releasing the second half, I would say probably next week, because we really want to be able to get into all of these teams. But we have already had our first week of college football, so I'm gonna run you through everything that you need to know. First off, in the biggest game of the week, Texas lost to Ohio State 7-14, and the media has done a full turn on Arch Manning. Which, listen, I didn't love Arch Manning as a prospect to begin with, but guys, calm down. It was the kid's first start against the national champions. Leave him alone, okay? FSU beat Alabama in a crazy upset, 17-31. FSU jumped up over 50 spots in the rankings because of it, and Alabama doesn't look so good. Clemson lost to LSU, 17-10, which was kind of crazy. In Atlanta, where I was this weekend, Virginia Tech lost to South Carolina 11-24. Big shocker, I know. Not really. Utah absolutely destroyed UCLA 43-10. Notre Dame lost to Miami in the Catholics versus Convicts battle. Catch of the Year was featured by CJ Daniels. Crazy that we're getting catches like that in week 1, but it was pretty awesome. Carson Beck looked scarily good, and I'm a little concerned about him. Jake Retzloff, BYU quarterback, who we've talked about before, has officially transferred to Tulane as their starting quarterback, and he kind of cooked. Tulane, for the 20th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina, John Summerall, the head coach for Tulane, requested to wear their white jerseys to the game because that's what the team wore when Katrina happened. And Northwestern said no. So Tulane held them to 3 points the whole game and won. And yeah, coach had some pretty awesome words to say afterwards. It was pretty cool. Bill Belichick's debut at UNC, he lost to TCU 48-14. UNC went a whole 2 hours and 7 minutes of that game without completing a single pass. It was definitely a thing. Fake Mahomes, as many people know him, Dylan Raiola and Nebraska beat Cincinnati in Arrowhead 29-17. Mahomes was present during the game, and he left early, so dang, that sucks. And lastly, beloved college football icon Lee Corso did make his final headgear pick, where he returned to his first love, picking Ohio State to beat Texas, which he was right about. But not only that, but in all the predictions he made, he had a perfect week for his last week, which is kind of crazy. And speaking of a perfect week, the three of us in our college football predictions did not have a perfect week. Alex and I went 1-2 in the 3 games we predicted, and shout out Ian because he actually went 2-1. So yeah, that's pretty good. Once again, though, for this week, I have 3 games of the week for you. These games are kind of interesting because we're not in conference play for another 2 weeks. So there's just a bunch of random FBS versus FCS games that suck and just a whole bunch of stuff. But we got some good ones for you. First one, Kansas at Missouri. Kansas at Mizzou. Saturday, September 6th at 3:30 p.m. Kansas coming out of the Big 12. I'm a little cautious about them. For this prediction, I take Mizzou to win.
Agreed.
Historically speaking, Missouri stole Kansas City, and I think they also steal the college football win.
Our second game of the week, our only ranked matchup of the week, because there aren't a lot of good ranked matchups. We have number 15 Michigan taking on number 18 Oklahoma on Saturday, September 6th at 7:30 p.m. This one is an interesting one. I haven't watched a lot of these teams very much recently, but I'm going to have some faith and take Michigan to win.
Oklahoma.
Ian takes Oklahoma as they did do some damage to his Redbirds this week.
I'm going to take Michigan.
And our last game, which is one of the very few Virginia Tech games I will be picking this year. I believe there's only one other that I'm going to pick, and I assume these guys can probably figure out which one it is. But we have a very interesting Week 2 game here. We have Vanderbilt coming to Lane Stadium at Virginia Tech, also on Saturday, September 6th at 7:30 p.m. This is a very interesting game. 2 teams with a lot of expectations coming into last year and this year. They played Week 1 last year, in which Vanderbilt, what was thought to be an upset, beat Virginia Tech at home. week one, which was very exciting, coming out of the SEC as one of their worst historical schools. But then they went to go and beat a whole bunch of teams, including Bama, which is way less impressive now than it was when it happened. Meanwhile, Virginia Tech did show signs of life against South Carolina, which is something they've needed, with Kyron Drones being injured for the majority of last season, including the end of the game versus Vanderbilt last year. He is now healthy. This will be Virginia Tech's home opener, and it's going to be a very exciting matchup. I can't be biased, or I have to be biased and take Virginia Tech to win it, but it's going to be very exciting.
Vandy.
I'm going to be so real with you guys. I would probably take Vandy if I wasn't being biased.
Vandy.
But those are your college games of the week. And hey, if you think you can pick games better than us, here's one more reminder to join our Pick'ems League before the game tonight as of recording.
Vandy.
Hey, Carson.
Hey, Ian.
I have a question.
What's your question?
So, I heard this guy named Vanderbilt, and I was wondering what he built.
He built our merch store at footballersanonymous-shop.fourthwall.com.
Which you should also check out.
Vandy.
With that all being said, thank you guys for tuning into our episode here at Footballers Anonymous. We'll get that part 2 out to y'all in about a week or so, give or take. And you already know what time it is. It's time for our salute, because we here at Footballers Anonymous love to ride into the sunset. So, Footballer Nation, let's ride.